Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Flyland Guy, and we're back with another on-air video today. And we are in what is apparently the least threatening looking thunderclouds ever. If you look around, sky does not look very thundery, but apparently it's a crap load of thunderstorms around, so this should be an interesting departure, one that I've been looking for a while. Hoping to get lots of turbulence and all that good stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Today we are heading out from Terryco Airport in Brownfield, Texas, and we are heading over to General Lucio Blanco International in Reynosa, Mexico. Mexico. Don't know why I'm talking like that. But the interesting thing about this airport is that today we're doing the runway 13 approach, which is a VOR DME approach. Never done that before. I have no idea how they work. So this is going to be interesting. And on top of that, our flight plan is pretty much a direct straight line to the runway. To the airport. So I'm pretty sure we'll basically be, I think how it's going to work is that essentially I'm going to eventually point the aircraft to the VOR, and we're just going to fly towards the VOR until we get visual recognition of the runway. Now, before we get the airplane started up, let's just double check the weather in Reynosa, because I don't want any surprises right now. Hopefully we can get the weather. Let's see. VFR conditions. It is almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Decent visibility. Scatter clouds at 3,500 feet. So we should be alright. I'll check it on the way. Flight time today should be, let's see. According to SimBrief, I'm just trying to find it. I think the flight time today is going to be about an hour 55 minutes. So I'm going to round up and say about 2 hours, but we shall see how it goes. Alright, let's get the aircraft started, because I am excited to get up into a thunderstorm. Don't know why. Actually, let's start tracking as well. Oh, OnAir is already tracking. So, nav lights on. Beacon. These guys start the right engine.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Alright. Now, here's something else interesting. Our cabin altitude, our assigned altitude today is going to be 33,000 feet. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Should be around there. Yeah. Assigned altitude is 33,000 feet. I can tell you now that this aircraft is going to be complaining when we reach anywhere near that altitude. The default King Air does not I don't know. It doesn't play very well with like really high altitudes. I'm just gonna adjust the volume real quick as well, because I turned it down and it seems a little quiet right now. Oh no. Oh, guess it's fine. Okay. Alright, let's get the left engine started. Alright, let's arm the emergency lights. Ooh, that was bright. Taxi lights could come on, icing will come on. Let's do the tail flood as well, show them a little something. Alright, I think we're pretty much good to go. For some reason when the aircraft loaded up, it lurched forward. And so we're basically sitting in the grass right now. Anyway, so we are departing runway 02 today. And this is actually a pretty small airport. If you saw the video before landing here, I honestly did not see this airport. I had a heck of a time trying to find the actual airport itself. Yeah. I don't know why. I guess because the runways are pretty short. Alright, so runway 2 is behind us, off in the distance, so let's start our taxi out. We're gonna have to roll off to the grass, unfortunately. I'm still wondering if this airport actually has a terminal building that's missing or whatever. It just seems weird to have an airfield with 2 runways and no terminal building, or at least a building, Alright, so we're gonna turn left here. Ooh, that is bright. And then we'll make a right. Oof. Took that turn too late. Turn right slightly here. And then pretty much taxi down to the end.
TAWS system test. Okay.
Yeah, I had to forgot to turn the ignitions off and all the electrical systems shut off. Alright, so we're gonna give ourselves flaps for takeoff. The runway here, Terry, is not that long. This runway is 5,200 feet. So, I mean, more than enough for a King Air, but not the longest in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so we are coming up on the end of the runway here. So once I reach the end, we're gonna stop, get our landing lights on, get all configured for takeoff. And that lightning is super bright, man. Alright, taxi lights off, landing lights are on. Flaps should be all set for takeoff, which they are. And we are good to go, folks. Let's get out of here. Rotate.
Airborne time log.
And gear up. That was not the smoothest takeoff by any means. Alright. So climbing out, gonna go yaw damper and autopilot on, and let's go into nav mode. course it's gonna happen.
Stall. Stall.
Gonna go flight level change. I don't know what the heck happened just now. As soon as I activated my autopilot, the plane wanted to do this crazy nose-up pitch for some reason. So that is basically all my safety points gone. All my safety bonuses gone. And instant negative reputation when you stole the aircraft, go figure. Alright, so we got up and out of the weather pretty quickly, which is surprising. You think with all that thunder and lightning would have thicker clouds, but guess not. As I said, we're going to be climbing to 33,000 feet today, and it's going to be roughly a 2-hour flight. So, as I mentioned before, we're heading over to Reynosa, Mexico. We're going to be doing this. That's the wrong one. I'm going to be doing this VOR approach. One or two, I guess, doesn't really matter. So, essentially, now if I'm reading this correctly, this diagram is going to say we're going to approach the VOR, right? We're going to go down to 2,000 feet, and the VOR is basically like right above the airport. So I'm assuming we're going to be tuning this Rex VOR 112.4. So basically we're going to descend to this VOR, and once we reach here, we are going to turn to 293, and we're going to travel from 293 for 8 nautical miles. And once we have gone out 8 nautical miles, then we are going to turn to heading 133, and we're going to do the approach towards the runway. And we have to descend to 1,000 feet as we're heading back. So we should be at 1,000 feet within 5 nautical miles of, I guess, this VOR again. And then from there, it's pretty much a visual approach to the runway. So hopefully we'll be able to pull that off. But as I said, it's first time for me doing a VOR approach, so we shall see how that goes. I mean, we already kind of effed up the takeoff. I honestly have no idea why that stall occurred, but I saw that the flight director had us pitching up at some crazy angle of attack. So as soon as I turned on the autopilot, it tried to follow that, and that's what caused the stall. But yeah, who knows, man. This, every time I think I have the hang of this aircraft, like something new always pops up. So what I'm gonna do, as I said, is I will take a little break. It'll be an instantaneous break for you guys. When I come back, we will be starting our descent into Reynosa. And let's see, actually, I'm just gonna calculate that. Just checking out my trusty precision descent calculator. So we have to go down to 2,000 feet. So if we start a descent 60 nautical miles out, that is 2,600 feet per minute. So we're gonna have to start a descent probably maybe 80 nautical miles out. Let's see where that is. 80 nautical miles out would be 2,000 feet per minute. So let's make it a little comfortable. Let's do it for 90 nautical miles out, which is 800 feet per minute. 1,800, sorry. Probably even try 100. 1,600 feet. So you start to make things a little more interesting. Since this is pretty much just a direct routing to Reynosa, so I think it's Reynosa International, maybe is what the airport is. It's got a couple different names. That means we will travel roughly 350 nautical miles before we start our descent. So we have a long ways to go, and yeah, I'll check you guys when I get back. Let's see how things go with this VOR approach. All right, take care. Okay, and welcome back, everyone. So we are just over 100 nautical miles north of our destination. So we're going to go ahead and just start our descent. We're going to be going down to 2,000 feet. gonna descend to 2,000 feet per minute right now, and set our altitude for 2,000.
Arlington Airport information, Golf 1400 Zulu.
Okay.
Wind 115 at 22. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 1.
Alright, just gonna turn the comms off. I don't even know why that came on just now. It's kind of weird. Okay, so we are, as I said, we're descending into. I forget the name of the airport now. We just pull it up. Where's my navigraph? The hell? Okay, so my navigraph just closed, which is kind of weird. Alright. Okay, so we're heading into Reynosa, Mexico. That's where we're going. And as I said, we're going to be doing the VOR approach into runway 13. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune this 112.4 frequency into our nav radios so that we can actually point the aircraft to this VOR, because we're descending down to 2,000 feet, and we're basically heading directly for the airport. So let's go ahead and do that now. So let's go split. Let's go close. And procedure or flight plan, if there was. Nav radio, let's go 1124. Transfer. And then what we'll do is let's cancel that. What we'll do now is we will put our CDI source, I believe, into VOR 1. I believe. Not 100% sure, but I believe. And then I believe we should now turn our plane to intercept that. So if we're off to it's off to our left, and we should turn more to the right. I actually have no idea. That looks wrong. That looks absolutely wrong. So I guess we should be going the other way. Anyway, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get get this to line up. so that we know that we're pointing kind of straight towards it. Now, forgive me, folks, because as I said, I literally have no idea what I'm doing right now. But let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Maybe turn a little bit more. So if I can get this line to like cross and go to the other side, or at least like start getting closer, at least I'll know that we're going in the right direction. But as I said, forgive me, I have not done this before, so yeah, I'm not 100% knowing if I'm doing this right. But this should start to get more it should start to get more sensitive the closer that we get to the VOR. As you can see, if you look down right here, you'll see that nav1 is tuned to REX. So it says Rex here, which is good. So that's what we want to see, and it's getting closer towards it, so that's also good. We just need to make sure that we get this needle centered so that we know that we're actually on that course and we're heading directly towards it. So in fact, this is showing the needle is pointing off this way. So I'm gonna kind of go back and do what we were doing before, just kind of sticking on this path here. Further left, but we could see that the VOR is kind of down below us, and we are indeed heading towards it. Alright, so I'm just going to keep an eye on this needle for now and see if it moves at all. But yeah, so we have crossed our transition altitude, so we're going to sync up the altimeter, which is 29.84, and if we check the weather right now, the weather right now in MMRX or Reynosa hasn't really changed too much. It's still the same for the most part. 86 degrees Fahrenheit with winds out of 10012 knots. And yeah, scatter clouds at 3,500 feet. Now what I don't know is if this guy, I don't know if this is saying that we're heading towards it, but it's kind of off to our right. That might be what it's saying. I have no idea, because I've never done this before. But all I know is that we are heading towards it. I think our current path is putting it, if this is the VOR here, sorry, if that's the VOR there, which is Rex, which is what we're heading for, then it'll be correct that it's sort of off to our right a little bit. We are right there. So what we can do is maybe correct our heading to, I don't know. Correct our heading by maybe 20 degrees or so. Just turn right a little bit and head more towards it. Let's see. Oh, landing lights should go on as well. Okay. I feel like that's gonna put us like way past it though. No. No, let's do what we were doing before. So actually descending a lot faster than it should have been. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The only thing is with the VOR, we'll reach a point where it may end up shifting over more to our left side. So the arrow will be, I guess, will be pointing over to the left if we go too far. So it's probably be worth just keeping an eye on. I feel like I'm just like weaving around back and forth. So we're going to be at 2,000 feet actually a lot earlier than we need to be. Because we're still 20 something nautical miles out. So I feel like this is showing it even further right now. All right.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
So we are at 2,000 feet now. We are way out there still. Alright, so let me turn right a little bit. I feel like, truth be told, if we were heading straight towards it, it would be like pointing straight down. So it'd be kind of like a 180-degree type thing. We are flying very much in the clouds right now. And I'm going to turn a little left again. So we're now 17 nautical miles away from the VOR. What I'm going to do in preparation, according to the charts, once we cross the VOR, we should be descending to 1500. So just gonna prepare us, gonna put the altitude of 1500. And I'm going to turn just a little left again. Okay, 13 nautical miles from the VOR now. So Navigraph is showing me kind of well left of the VOR, which makes sense. Okay, now according to this, we are 9 miles out from the VOR. Once again, hashtag disclaimer, I have no idea what I'm doing, so please do not use this as a as a learning tool. I literally just watched a couple videos on how to do a VOR approach, and this is not working out as expected. We are 6 nautical miles from the VOR. I got a nav mode if it would actually point me to it. Ha! That's what I was doing wrong. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's not do that. Actually, I'll go back into heading mode again. See, this is why I shouldn't be touching stuff. Alright, so what we're doing is just circling back, and we're just going to be heading... Just going to head back in the direction that I was going, which is towards this guy. So now it shows us as going away from the VOR. But eventually it's going to start counting down again. Should have just stuck to what I was doing. So this is the runway that we're going to be landing on. Alright, I'm going to go a little more right. I'm going to try and head direct for the VOR. As soon as this guy counts down to 0, we'll start the turn to the 293 radio. Alright. So we're still a little bit in the clouds for my liking. We still have to go down another 1,000 feet anyway. Sorry, not 1,000. Well, yeah, we have to go down 1,000 feet. Okay, so we are now 2.8 nautical miles away. Can't see a dang thing. Alright, so once this hits 0, we'll make a right turn to heading 293. Ah, it's the blue one. It's the wrong thing. 2, 1, so we just passed it. Alright. So let's head to 293 now. And this should start increasing. And we're going to go 8 nautical miles. That's 290 there. So 293 is about there. Okay. Alright, so 293, and now we are going to go for 8 nautical miles. So now, let's see, according to Navigraph, we're kind of off our path a bit, but we'll follow it still, see how things go. I'm actually gonna slow down as well. And let's descend to 1500. Alright. Unfortunately, I gotta kind of get close up to the screen so I could see how far we are away. I know there's a way to pop this out, I think, but I don't remember what that is. Okay. So I'm gonna let some of the speed bleed off, and I'm gonna kick out that first notch of flaps. So we are at 1500 now. And we're heading towards 8 nautical miles now. 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 nautical miles. We'll start that turn now to heading 133. And now from here it's kind of up to us to find that runway. Why do we turn to the left? Okay, that's gonna screw things up as well. Alright. And we'll descend to... Actually, no, not yet. Stay at 1500 for now. Oh, we gotta continue our turn. We're not supposed to go further out than 10 nautical miles. We've actually gone out further than 10 nautical miles, but that's alright. We should be fine. Alright, so now we're going to turn to 133, which is about there. And when we hit 8 nautical miles, we will, when this goes back to, should start calming down, when that hits 8 nautical miles, we will descend to 1,000 feet. And then try and find the runway from there. It's going to be tough because we're still in the clouds. And I have not been watching my airspeed at all. It's been like dropping down. Jeez. Okay. 7, 6. Three. 2. Okay. Now, let's descend to 1,000. And we should start looking for the airport.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
We should be kind of off to our left somewhere.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
These clouds are super annoying. So as soon as I make visual contact with the airport, I'm going to kind of disable autopilot. just these clouds right now making it really difficult to see. Airport should be off to our left. I'm gonna go down a little lower if I can. Okay. Turn that guy off. So I believe that light off to our right is the airport. I just don't know where the runway is.
120 at 12 knots.
So let's oh, I see it. Oof. All right, so I'm gonna try and shoot it. Wish me luck. Pretty high.
Landing time log.
Alright, gonna act like I meant to do that. Alright. Manual brakes. Reverse is off. Cool. So welcome to Reynosa, folks. Wish they had just given me the ILS approach, would have made this a lot simpler. So that was my first VOR approach, and probably would have been a lot easier had it not been cloudy and foggy. But Big props to Navigraph and my GPS. So folks, that was the absolute wrong way to go about doing this. Well, honestly, I don't know if it was the wrong way, but to be honest, I realized I was following the wrong needles the whole time. I'll show you when we get parked. All right. So. Let's park here. Wait a minute. Let's stay on.
Engine off, time logged. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
All right. Cool. So got here without killing anybody, so you know that's a win in my books. Let me show you what I was talking about. So when I was landing, I'm reading it correctly, like it all makes sense. Hold on one sec. So this is for anybody who's going to be doing this from now on. I had tuned Rex. That's the VOR that I was trying to follow. And stupid me, I don't know why, I was looking at the this green line. Even though this is for VOR1, I really should have been looking at this guy here. So this denotes the tuned VOR. I should have been looking at that guy because that guy would have probably been pointing me in the correct direction the whole time for me to fly. So I'm going to remember that for next time. If I ever do a VOR approach again, I hope I get the chance to. But overall, I think it turned out all right. As I said, if I had really been following the VOR properly, I probably would have been in a much better position to find the runway. But you know, we got there eventually. Anyhow, this is it. That's it for this flight. As usual, I'm still trying to do 2 or 3 flights a week, so make sure to check back on the channel. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And stay safe out there. And most of all, stay fly. This is your boy Fly Island Guy. I'm out. Peace.